hard. Maybe we should do some vocal exercises, damn. Yeah, so we are live now with another episode of Beyond D&D. Welcome, everybody. Let's get a few seconds of relative silence so that I can take out noise from the recording. And let's add a filter to my mic now so that you all don't get all of the background noise. That would probably be stream. How's that? Yeah, that should be good. Cool. Alright, so last time, the group of you finished up your time in Lila and were assaulted, I suppose, besieged perhaps, by some Danish troops led by none other than Jasna's own brother, who at some point made his name known as Vaken, and issued a challenge to Jasna herself when he arrived, but as she was not there, saw fit instead to attempt to kill all of you, and very nearly succeeded on 2 of you. But nonetheless, you emerged victorious. Vaken decided to cut his losses, teleport out of there, and save his own ass for another day. At the very end of the session, after Vaken had retreated and his armies on the field had been vanquished by the Myrmidons and the Lilac levies.
Very little Myrmidons.
Yeah, true. The Myrmidons somehow did not do all that much. Afterwards, you all heard the voice of the dragon and Laun, whom Dithanax had said he killed. But you heard her voice weakly in your heads, saying that she could no longer feel that dragon's life, but that she could feel yours. And that was all that the voice said before kind of fading. Leaving you with a choice. You have your current course, which will take you northward towards lands unknown through the Tuka Channel. Or you could possibly go and check on Laun and see what exactly the story is there. Or, do anything else. You guys don't have to do the plot points I lay before you. You can do whatever the fuck you want.
I use the sending to Enlaun to ask if she's okay.
All you get.
Guys, did you hear a voice? What the heck was that?
As Cranmore is yelling this and Norwin is casting the spell, Norwin, all you hear in response is a like labored breathing. I hope that got through on the stream too, but who knows?
Oh, is that what that was?
Yes.
He's got the COVID.
So you guys can hear this too?
Cough.
I don't know what you're
Yes, it was Enlaun.
I definitely didn't hear anything.
Wait, did he actually not hear anything?
He did, but he's
I
not telling you.
definitely didn't hear anything.
Corilla, who is kind of coming back to the gate after, taking stock of the battlefield, kind of like, are you all hearing voices?
Absolutely
Yes.
not.
What?
You?
Okay, well, as long as it's not everybody, I guess it's fine.
Morthos, what is that?
What is what?
Norwin.
What did we hear?
All of you heard the first bit of the voice when it was saying that it could no longer feel Dithanax's life, but it could feel yours. That was in everyone's heads.
Norwin, I know you heard a voice. What's going on? What was that?
It was in my own.
Gesundheit.
Holy
Why are
moly.
you talking to Edlan Un? What did you say?
Is that a rapper?
It's a rapper.
Enlaun did not sound okay. And you talk. Why is Enlaun talking to us?
I checked on her with sending as well, telepathy, and she appeared to be labored breathing.
Yeah, we should probably. I mean, Enlaun is a golden dragon.
We should check on her.
Ooh, you guys have a dragon talking to you?
So did you.
I didn't hear anything. What are you talking about?
You didn't hear it?
Hey Matt, can I roll an insight check?
Sure, Rashida roll deception. Rob, you're muted. I couldn't tell what you said.
No, that was Jesus. What the hell is that?
Oh boy.
D20, 19. Yeah, he's probably going to be able.
Did you both roll and roll 20?
Yes.
You got it.
All right, yeah,
I
you
was
can
like,
tell
should I even bother rolling? Like, mine's the same bonus, right? So I was
mean,
like, well,
there
I
was
guess I could crit succeed.
Right, and he would have to well no, he'd only have to meet. Yeah, so you'd have to roll a 20.
Yeah.
Yep. Fun.
I was like, what? Sure, why not?
Nice. Yeah, so Crenmore, you can tell that he's not being honest about that. He heard something. Now, Rashida,
Right,
is
we're
it
gonna
like
go check on
freaking you
this
out a
dragon,
bit,
eh?
and that's why you're worried and refusing it, or is it just like?
Are you asking me like out of character?
I'm asking because with that high of a roll, he'd probably know a little bit of like why you're lying
Oh,
too.
good call. I am with historically with all the magic thing that happens around me. Like I've had all these weird things, or with what's her face,
Azareth?
Azareth, yeah, and like all the talking with her and stuff. Like I'm starting to build this reputation of being a little crazy, and I don't like admitting that I hear things in my head and things like that.
That's fair.
We're gonna go find a golden dragon. She's very shiny.
Well, I know what gold is. You look kind of gold too. Is it your mom?
No, not really.
Es tu padre?
By the way, guys, you can jump in and click on that link to hear some background music for the city.
Oh, I've got some awesome background music coming from Roblox. It's been on like a 15-second loop for an hour.
Nice. Yeah, I just figured it'd be cool to have something for the stream in the background, since with the mics muted, there's like no background noise. All right, so is anyone disputing the decision to go southwards into the Scaran Mountains to try and find what's going on with Enlaun?
It could be pretty cool to meet a gold dragon if we find it.
Are we doing it in the morning?
It'll take quite a while to get down there here.
Where are we right now?
Yeah, let me pop this shit open.
Norwin,
I thought
are you able to tell how much time we've got?
What's that?
Are you able to tell how much time we've got to get to Elaun?
Matt?
Not exactly, no. It's possible you could be too late. But it's also possible that she'd be fine. It just it depends on how fast you guys move and what exactly her condition is and what her environment is. In other words, no.
I'll ask this in a different way. Can you ask Alawan how much time she thinks she's got?
So, effectively, you guys are around here. Try and get that more. What am I looking for? This guy? Yeah. You guys are like around this area. In here.
Okay, yeah. So we
And
are
you'd be
essentially
moving,
in the Scared Mountains.
Yeah, but you'd be moving to approximately like that latitude.
Okay.
Which through mountains is rather difficult.
Can I roll a something to see, like, or actually first I'm gonna use sending again to ask what's wrong.
Also, can I get a reminder of Enlaun? For a second, I thought it was the same person as Yorongla. I'm like, wait a minute.
No. And Laun is the gold dragon that is kind of kin to Rex and Regis, the two dragonborn that you all met early on in the campaign. Rex was in the opening tavern and was actually looking for someone to help him kind of... actually, you all recruited him to help you clear out the temple. And then Regis, his brother, was a monk who was kind of secluded in a sort of waterfall at the very foot of the Mirror Lakes. Which is relatively near Enlaun's lair, but not exactly at it.
Regardless, I think we should make haste to Enlaun.
So I use sending again. What did she say?
What did you ask? Sorry.
I asked what's wrong. I think it's 20 words or 25.
She doesn't have the breath for that many words. Badly hurts. Other dragons.
How much time do you have?
Not long. Sorry, I kind of said one of those breathing in. Wasn't sure if you could catch it.
So how do I have an idea of how long it would take us to get to her?
Approximately 12 to 15 days.
Oh, yeah, no. There's no way. Although, do I also have some sense of how long that is to a dragon?
Yeah, not long to a dragon could mean quite a while.
We're gonna do the best we can.
Okay. So, as far as I know, she, 12 to 15 days is potentially within the time she has left.
Yeah.
Okay. So I relay that to the rest of the party.
We'll do the best we can.
I suppose we should get a move on.
Sounds like we're going on a journey.
All right, so it is close to the end of the day after this battle has kind of run its course. So, do you all want to head out in the evening, or do you want to spend the night and head out in the morning?
Cranmore wants to go and he will leave his follower in Lila.
Okay. Karilla is happy to... Oh, sorry. Avila, was that her name? Avina?
Avina.
Yeah. Avina is more than happy to stay behind and kind of help out with the establishment of the town. She will also tend to your grove in your absence.
Perfect.
I didn't realize it was that personal of a relationship.
What time of day is it?
It's a little bit before sundown. Given that we're getting on towards spring, I'd say it's maybe about the time it is IRL.
Okay, so I guess I'd say I'm okay to go a little bit. I have some energy left.
All right. Unless anyone disagrees with that assessment, you all will begin your trip this evening. Can I go ahead and get a perception and a survival check from someone in the group? One different person for each check.
I'll give survival.
I'll do perception.
Okay.
24.
Okay.
Sweet rolls, yo.
What was perception?
23.
Oh, wow. Nice. Okay. Really nice, guys. Yeah, so even heading into the dark where things get a little bit, more difficult to see, contrast lowers, and heading into relatively unfamiliar territory, as none of you have really explored the northern ranges of the Scairn Mountains. Nonetheless, Cranmore's survival instincts and Norwin's peerless wisdom come in handy, as you're able to make your remaining couple of hours of travel without any difficulty. I'll say you guys probably get about a half day's worth of travel done because of that high survival roll, making very good progress in the limited time that you have. So, bedding down for the evening, I don't think we need to do nightly watch checks or anything like that. Yeah, the evening goes uneventfully. On day 2, waking up again in the northern reaches of the Scairn Mountains, let me get another perception and survival check, please.
26.
Actually, we'll make this go a little bit faster, and we'll say this is for the week. Because I don't really have a set of non-combat encounters prepared. Might try and do something here. 26, and what was perception?
13.
13?
14.
14, okay. Cool. Let me see here. Rob, roll a D100 for me. All right. Close to the end of the first week, you all come upon what looks like a sort of a temporary encampment, like a mobile town of sorts, a nomadic tribe, more or less. They're generally well supplied. They have a good amount of food, a good amount of weaponry, and they even have sort of a trench and a pike fence, kind of built up around. They seem like friendly. Like as you all cross near them, the couple of guards outside kind of wave to the group of you. And as it is getting on towards evening, you might have the possibility of staying the night here if you so choose.
How are we traveling? Like in a caravan or just walking? Or
I believe you all have your horses.
Can I get a sense of what kind of people they are? Or...
Like race or like personality?
Yeah, culture.
Culture? Like I said, they do seem to be nomadic. They don't seem to have a lot of like material possessions. They seem to just sort of live off of what they have. They're almost certainly, given that information, they're almost certainly Eaglini. Not Danish.
That's good.
Any interest, or would you like to just spend the night on your own?
I'm good with moving on.
I'm indifferent,
Okay.
except I want to keep moving.
Alrighty. Like ships passing in the night, you wave to them as you pass and do not engage whatsoever. Let's get another roll for the remainder of travel time. Survival and perception checks will basically determine how many days that is.
25 again, or 24, I mean.
Alright.
25.
Nice.
Okay. Jesse, could I get a D100 roll?
$98.
Ooh, wow. Okay.
I'm sure I like that
What did you just get us into?
guy.
So on day 11, as the group of you are walking along the mountain passes and kind of scaling a few ledges here and there, the terrain has become a bit more difficult as you're entering really like the thick of these mountains, and even while the rest of the world is getting on into springtime, seed sprout is coming around. I believe it's already started, if I remember correctly, when you all... Yep. No. It would actually be the day before the first of seed sprout. This will be Saturday on the 12th week of... 13 weeks. Alright, you're still in Snow Scour. But mostly, like, things are warming up. It's getting on towards spring. But as high up in the mountains as you are, there is still snow falling at your altitude, and so you're kind of picking your way through the more difficult crags and ledges with snowfall, making your way even more fun. And you notice something kind of out of place around noontime. There is a bush, like a fully foliaged, deciduous bush that is following you.
How long has it been following us?
By the time you notice it, well, you don't know when you notice it, but like, you can act immediately or wait a few minutes and see if it continues following you.
Okay, I observe it for another little bit, for another minute or so, unless it does something aggressive.
Doesn't do anything aggressive, it just keeps about, 30 paces behind you.
It's how far behind me?
Call it 45 feet.
Okay.
Do we all see it?
You all see it.
All of a sudden, everybody sees me just turn around and dash to it.
Okay, it's gonna, like, as soon as you start moving, it's gonna book it away from you. It manages to kind of, like, get into a tree line as you're kind of trying to close the distance with it. And it hides in what it thinks is, like, a good hidden position amongst, like, some evergreen trees and some dead brush. But it's very obviously, like, the only foliaged thing there that isn't a tree.
Okay.
I scream to it, we can see you can come out now.
As you say that, a goblin kind of, like, pushes its way out of the foliage and just like chucks a gold coin at Norwin and says, "Yeah, go away.
Yeah.
Why are you following us?
Yeah, go away." And he throws another gold coin at you.
We are the ones going away.
Keep
You're
throwing
following.
gold and I'll go away.
Yeah.
A few more.
Young child, my name is Cranmore. Are you alright?
Throws another gold piece.
I catch it.
I only have one more of these. Go away.
I give it back to him.
He's like not letting you get that close to him.
I toss it to him gently, so he's... Now you've got 2.
Good. Yeah, go away.
I catch it. Toss it back again.
This continues as long as you're willing to keep it up.
I'm having a great time at this, but I'm concerned that we're getting away from where we're supposed to get to.
I cast Zone of Truth.
Okay.
And I say, what are you doing here? Why are you following us?
I'm following you.
Why?
He seems confused by the question.
Would you like to come with us, or should we just leave you here? What would you like?
Go away.
Okay, we'll bugger off then. It's fine. We don't mean you any harm.
Which way should we go?
I pick up the gold coins he threw and I pocket them.
Away, he says to you, Rashido.
Which way?
Away.
That way?
Yes.
But those ways.
No, the first one.
I do the cross. I hitting my push to talk button.
Yes.
Of course, some people do go both ways.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
No. You're confusing me. Yeah. It's my last one. Now go away.
Okay, I'm gonna go that way. Pointing at the bush.
I think he just bolts at this point. He's just like, I don't know what to do. Social anxiety, and he runs away.
I leave a bit of food and make sure his gold is piled up with the food, and I yelled back to him, "If you want to get your stuff back, we're leaving like you asked, and your stuff is here. If you want to come back."
A gold coin flies through the branches of the nearby evergreen trees. It kind of falls way short. Yeah.
This guy's adorable, but we gotta keep moving.
Yeah, let's
Alright,
keep moving.
alright.
I kind of want to hang out with him for a little bit. You guys move
Me
on.
too. We had a great game of catch going for a while.
Alright, do you all want me to make him be more than he is? I can.
We can move on. No, it's fine. We need to do story.
Okay. I mean, it's fine. Like, you guys can... I'll do it if you want it.
Cranmore is tugged toward the destination with some sense of urgency.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just walking away.
Alrighty. So you continue on your path, and with your excellent survival checks, it will take you exactly 12 days to arrive on the low end of your journey's length. Okay. As you arrive, it's kind of difficult to know exactly what you're looking for. You have not before been
A big
to
gold
Enlaun's
dragon
lair.
that breathes super loud right now.
I cast locate creature.
Okay, cool. Well, that was easy. You're not quite within 1,000 feet when you first cast it, but I think it lasts for like 30 minutes, 10 minutes,
I don't remember.
some amount of time.
I listen for the labored breathing of a 2-story gigantic creature.
It is deep underground when you finally get the ping, which is why you all do not hear the labored breathing. But nonetheless, as you get within 1,000 feet of it, Norwin, up to 1 hour. There you go. You kind of, know the general location because you know where Ragus had his setup, and you're just kind of like going around there trying to find it. And within the hour, you can walk a couple of miles and get the location, which is on one of the higher peaks in the mountain. It takes you a little bit to kind of climb around to it, but once you get within range, you can tell it's sort of like maybe 500 feet below you, and then another like 200 feet outward. This doesn't, however, tell you the location of the cavern's entrance, and I am going to need a collective survival check for that. So can everybody roll survival for me?
That's 14 for me.
All right. Got everybody's scores. So we have, 20, 9, 14, and 12. All right, yeah. By your efforts combined, as you
I
are
am Captain
Planet. By your efforts combined with about an hour or so of searching, as it's kind of designed to blend in with the background of this craggy mountainscape, you eventually find an entrance to a cave. This does not seem to be a dragon-sized entrance. That, you reason, must be elsewhere, but given its proximity to where Norwin located his ping and just what it looks like, it seems to be that there could be no other logical explanation. So you go inside, and the cave is dark. I believe everyone has dark vision?
No.
Centaurs don't get dark vision?
No.
Neither do halflings?
I don't either now.
Oh man. Alright.
But as soon as we enter the cave, I pop out dancing lights, send
Cool.
a couple to revolve around
Cranmore.
Kren.
Cool.
I
So-
asked Norwin. I mean, usually Norwin just sort of lights me up in situations like this, and I act as everyone's beacon.
That's the point.
Either way,
Do you want me to light you up even though you have some balls of light floating around you?
oh, those do not go well together. Ugh.
What was that?
They're both really good separately, but they're not good together. I have a raspberry
types of
white
light?
claw and a very interesting Cleveland area rum. They're both good, but man, are they not good together. I just took a sip of one right after the other, and
Party
it was a
foul,
bad time.
man.
It was a bad time.
Sounds too good.
What did we decide about the lights? Cool, it doesn't matter anyway. So, you have enough light to see by, which reveals to you the construction of this cavern. It is certainly clawed out from the rock, and you can see, very immediately upon entering the relatively small doorway, the cavern opens up into this wide, gaping, spacious area that is truly grand in its appearance. While the stone is rough-hewn, every element of it has this just imposing power about it. Like every stalagmite that grows up from the ground and every stalactite hanging down from the ceiling just has this enormity, almost as though they themselves were carved deliberately to be larger than life. The walls are steep and sudden, and a sort of twisting maze-like halls intertwine in such ways that if you weren't familiar with the area, which you aren't, it would be very easy to get lost. However, there is something to guide you. You can hear, now, the labored breathing of a dragon. And while the sound sort of echoes and reverberates throughout the larger chamber, once you get into the tunnels, you begin to kind of be able to use your ears to listen and find the direction from whence the sound is coming.
I break things in a very conspicuous but not too destructive way, so that we leave a bit of a trail.
Okay. All right. Basically, just cracking pieces of stalagmites off, or turning some part of a wall into a small carving with an edged implement. That's what we call a knife, Matt.
Tying a handkerchief around a thing.
There we go. Putting a sock on the doorknob, or a tie if you're classy.
Yeah.
So in this way, you kind of mark your trail and head through these tunnels. At several of them, you notice what seem to be like mementos. They couldn't possibly be the dragon's hoard. You know, and Laun is quite old, and there's no way that this would be all that she would have. But you see like commemorative paintings of like certain historical figures. You don't necessarily recognize many of them, but you notice like here and there you might recognize like a past king of Dane, or a regent from Erevar.
Can you tell how old the paintings are?
They vary widely. Some of them are so faded that they must be hundreds and hundreds of years old. Others seem like they were possibly the last couple of decades. And paintings are not the only things among them. There are coins that seem to be from all across the world, gold coins as well as silver and bronze or copper, and other various like commemorative things, like a beautifully sculpted urn, or a wood carving that is very fine, that looks like it may have been taken from a temple. There are scorch marks around that seem like maybe it was a salvage. Various things like that throughout this cavern. And some of them are like just sort of strewn about. Others are sort of almost enshrined.
Nothing would seem like it's before the scouring, like it...
Oh, several things. Several things.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Or things that I could read that are in the language that have been transcribed.
There's a few things here and there, but nothing like comprehensive enough to make sense of like a narrative. So like you'll
Sure.
get like names from the people in certain paintings, or things
In
like
that language.
that. But
In that language.
there's some in common, there's some in other languages, there's even a few in Infernal, which are generally burnt. But there's even, a few in Alteran. In fact, make an investigation check, since you are so intrigued by this.
I'm talking a bit at the party that we need to get to now. And
I mean, I figure this is all while you're
Just
walking.
observing.
He's mostly observing while he's going.
okay,
I am not saying that this is slowing you down whatsoever.
I'm sorry, what kind of check you said? Perception?
Investigation.
Investigation, right. Oops.
In fact, Dennis, if it makes you feel better, it's a check particularly because he's having to do this while moving. Otherwise, it would just be like you find this eventually.
okie dokie.
Crit fail.
Ah, damn. Alas.
It doesn't matter. It's a skill.
Maybe you'll find it
Wow.
later.
It's 7 with my +6.
Not enough, unfortunately.
Okay.
Maybe you'll find it later, though. All right.
You see stuff.
Just moving too fast to investigate.
So at the end of your
Pretty shiny stuff.
at the end of the tunnels, you come out into a series of larger chambers. And through all of them, they kind of increase more and more in size. A few of them have smaller chambers leading out, but it's relatively clear that that is not the way to Enlaun. When you enter the first of the larger chambers, though, you hear other sounds beside the labored breathing of the dragon. Make perception checks, everybody. What did people besides Dennis get? I see Dennis is 11.
Oh,
I got a 16.
You got a 19?
16, 19, Farkin?
7.
Okay. Dennis is 11. Alright. Norwin and Morthos, the two of you can make them out as voices. And what's more, voices you recognize. They seem to be the voices of the two gold dragonborn that you had met several weeks ago. Well, actually, 3 months ago in game time. Haha!
I suppose I
yell out.
follow that conversation.
I
It's
yell out, Rex!
you hear that voice. I know that voice. Norwin?
Yes! We are here to help Enlaun.
Oh my gosh, you hear
Oh.
Rex? Rex!
Gods be praised. Cranmore! Oh, come quickly. The group of you kind of rush in, being so close to your destination, just, all caution to the wind, and why be cautious? It's Rex and Regis and Enlaun. You rush in and you see a rather devastating scene before you. Enlaun looks gravely injured. Her wounds are being tended to by Rex and Regis, but neither of them having any magical healing abilities or anything beyond a mortal survival skill. It is difficult for them to make much
I
progress.
push past them and go to cautiously, with awe and reverence, approach this golden dragon that I've only seen in the distance once, maybe before.
It is a strange sensation for you, Cranmore, to be dwarfed by another creature. But this ancient dragon absolutely does the job. You even at your full height, your antlers come up to, a little bit more than half of her rested head. She is immense.
Beautiful. I sort of look to Rex, who I've met once, back outside the temple all those months ago, and sort of for approval to approach, and like.
He nods with a mixture of urgency and solemnity, recognizing the import of your question, but also, please save her. And Norwin, he kind of ushers for you, too.
I put my hand on her head and give her all I've got, the 90 hit points that I can give.
Okay,
Actually, does she have any disease or poison?
there is poison. Disease, no.
Then I take off the poison and give her the 85 hit points I can give.
Okay. As you give her this rush of life energy, you do see her kind of
now.
Yeah. You do see her begin to stir, and some of the wounds begin to close up. But you all can kind of sense that there is more to this damage than what most magic can heal outright. However, she seems to be better, for sure.
I'm kind of kneeling into the crook of her neck and resting against it, because I'm probably spent from...
Makes sense.
I'm gonna roll a medicine check.
Okay.
22.
What exactly are you looking for?
I'm trying to see what else is wrong with her.
Okay.
You said that we were able to sense that there's something beyond what normal magic can heal.
Yes.
I'm trying to figure out what that.
Right. So, as you're sort of investigating her wounds and trying to determine the source of the of this strange damage, this strange blight that has come over her, you get a sense that Cranmore's healing helped a lot of the surface wounds and even began knitting together some of the internal bleeding, and that could continue to be helped. But her life force itself was somewhat depleted, and in order to regain that for a dragon, you're aware that there are certain... I don't know how to say it other than just magical properties of dragonkind that are not within mortal ken to heal. If you were to get her back into a more stable state, she might be able to tell you more herself.
Okay.
But there is some... You know that there are, like, particular magical formula beyond the normal healing spells that are needed in order to fully rectify what has been done.
Okay. I'm going to figure out what spell slots I have left and expend them.
Okay. While he is doing that, what would Morthos and Farkin like to do?
I'm just kind of hanging around. I'm not really doing anything right now.
Okay.
I'm waiting, kind of watching what's going on here with this interaction.
Okay.
Yeah, just watching that and checking out the kind of intrigued by the we walked up to, so just kind of curious about the surrounding.
All right.
So I think I have a feature or trait or something where you get... here it is, Blessed Healer.
Yeah, you get max healing when you roll for healing.
Oh, it regains additional HP.
Equal to your level? You cut out there.
Equal to 2 plus the spell's level.
Okay. Cool.
Does that mean now I'm casting a lower level spell at a higher slot? Does that mean...
It would count the higher level that you're casting it at.
Okay.
Getting close, Norwin? I guess you have a lot of healing spells to calculate, eh?
Yeah.
Alright,
I'm up over 100 so far. How much does she need?
As much as you can give.
Okay. Hold on.
So Morthos, you said you were kind of looking around from Rex to Regis and trying to just like suss out their emotions and such, or like just get a beat on what they're doing.
Get a beat on what they're doing, but also of space that we're in. He's an immense creature, so this has to be an immense hall with things to keep in mind or like take in. Or
You cut out there.
I said
things to keep in mind.
Oh yeah, so he's an immense creature, so you're an immense. It's kind of like checking out what's around us.
Okay. Yeah, so there are a pair of tunnels that lead off from this, and you can actually see a dull golden glow from one of them. There seems to be a bit of like flickering of firelight, but then also like a dimmer, just like a refractive quality of light, just straight up golden in color. The other tunnel seems to lead outward, and you can even detect a little bit of like fresh air, like a draft coming from it. And that tunnel is considerably larger in its diameter.
Enough to fit a dragon?
Yep. Otherwise, you see, like, Rex and Regis have kind of set up a sort of makeshift infirmary. There are beds for both of them. Actually, rather, there's one bed. You gather they've probably been taking shifts. And just all of the medical supplies that they could have possibly had with them, as well as some stuff that looks fresher, like it might have been recently bought, perhaps from Glademont. The town where you all started, that you know is relatively close by, nearer than any other significant settlement. There's gauze and tapes and salves and herbs and all sorts of materials for generic healing.
Like there's
I'm trying to picture like 2x2 gauze on a huge gold dragon.
It's rather interesting. They've kind of done what they could, but yeah, it's like 2-inch wide. They've got like layer after layer, just piled on top to try and make anything usable.
Okay, so can we like defer what her injuries are? Or, like, is there a war going on? Or...
So there's they were healed a little bit up by Cranmore and now Norwin, but when you first entered, there were large tears in one of her wings. Her back legs seemed to have been like raked to the bone. There was a large gash in her underbelly and one near her throat, and then one of her eyes was like swollen shut from what looked like a bite mark. And you could see a couple of puncture wounds like down her skull and on the underside of her jaw.
Wait a tick. So the blue dragon claimed to have done this, killed this golden dragon, and this golden dragon has all these bruises and marks. But the blue dragon looked pristine by comparison, right?
Pretty much.
So we're missing something.
Are you saying this out loud?
Yes.
Okay. Norwin, how much healing?
414.
That is a fuck ton. That actually might be enough. Holy shit. Seriously?
The spell slots.
Yeah, I had already only used one spell slot today. Plus I have.
Yeah, 'cause it's not like he heals us. Jesus.
Yeah. I could have done it all, like, it's the same amount of healing, but part of it could have been applied to multiple individuals. So if I noticed some people hurt, you're now healed.
Okay.
You're like keeled over like my dog is after the 20.
So yours was 414 and yours was 85, Norwin?
Yeah.
Or Cranmore,
Yes,
I mean.
and no more poisons or diseases.
Okay. Yeah, it actually not quite enough to bring her back up to full health. but more than enough to, like, full healthy health, but more than enough to max out what she's got currently. So she kind of, you see her kind of stir and begin to lift her head, and in response to you, Cranmore, she says, "An interesting quirk of dragon physiology. We heal incredibly quickly, but only to a certain extent. When one takes as much of a beating as I did, the healing ceases to function properly. So Dithanax had likely healed from our fight, but I was unable to do so.
Holy moly.
They very nearly killed me."
They?
Yes, it was Dithanax and a young black whose name I didn't know. Wow, that sounded really bad out of character. Holy shit. A young black dragon whose name I didn't know. Jesus Christ. I'm sorry.
So we're streaming, so somewhere somebody's recording this. So when you run for office,
Yeah, Twitch just got a takedown notice. Like, oh fuck. You know how to clip War Talk. Yeah, so they.
how can we fix you?
The power needed to fix me can only come from two places. Either my birthplace, which is effectively impossible, as it is not on this world, or a magical artifact of great power.
We got some of those.
What magical artifact? Any in particular?
It needs to be one to which I am connected. And fortunately, it might be all but impossible to get that as well. The lake north of here, Dragon's Demise Lake. Are you familiar with it?
Yes, there's a mace at the bottom.
There is more than a mace. There is also an annulus. It was my charge to guard it. I suspect that is what Dithanax was after when he attacked me. He demanded what I knew and its location, but I didn't give it to him. I nearly paid for that with my life. But if you all can retrieve it, we may be able to use its power to bring back what I have lost.
That sounds fantastic, and we should definitely do it. I'm totally on board. Can you give us as precise a location as possible?
Dragon's Demise Lake. Do you have a map?
Yes, here.
Alright, she will mark it for you. Oh gosh.
Wait, how's
No,
she
it's
how's
too
she gonna mark it? She has giant claws.
She's a dragon, bitch. She got magic. Let's see. Screen share. There we go. Location window. Wunderdraft. Alright, actually, let's go ahead and do a thing.
While she's marking it, I also ask her, do you know of a way to get past the poison?
Unfortunately not. That is why I think it may be nearly as impossible to get that as it would be to go to my birthplace.
Where were you born? We had a sort of friend at one point who had been to other worlds.
It is another world, but there is currently no way to get to them. The rending has made that impossible.
The rending? You mean the scouring?
the planar rending that happened as a result of the scouring. The breaking, the sundering of this plane from the others. This'll work. So she'll mark her. Okay. This guy? Sure, the moon gate.
If I may, Norwin, you're concerned that the lake is poisoned.
I know that it is.
That might not be a problem. Are these things at the bottom of the lake underwater?
Yes.
Yes.
Are either of you able to help me breathe underwater?
I can walk on water. Not sure
Yeah,
if I
so
can
can
breathe.
I can also walk on water. I want to breathe under it though.
Okay, so she's
How
marked
good
for
are
you.
you at holding your breath?
She's marked for you. So this is where you are currently, and this is the location of the annulus.
Okay, not too far.
No, and in fact, back along your way. Well, you'll probably have to double back to give it to her, but you know.
I'm looking through my spells, Cranmore. So I can create, destroy, walk on, or control water. But not breathe under it.
We'll have to get this sorted when we get near.
Well,
Let me see
perhaps if we know that we don't have a chance at that, perhaps we should attempt to get back to her birthplace.
I don't think
Regis,
we're walking planes.
Regis pipes up when you all are talking about the water breathing bit and says, "There is a merchant within the mountains. He wanders through the mirror lakes. I've gone to him a few times. He may have a potion of water breathing that you could use."
Oh, actually, do we have that in the party stash?
I don't know.
It would be on my sheet.
I sent you pictures.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
I forget.
I don't remember if I texted them or sent it to you on Discord, but
Love in the time of Corona.
Oh, you did it on Discord?
I might have done it on Discord. Nope. Okay. Well, I'll resend them.
Okay, yeah, I don't see them.
Ugh. I have to send them like one at a time or some shit, maybe two.
It's okay, it's not... It's okay, it's not important until we get to the lake.
Yep, I'm sending them anyway. I mean, I had them right in front of me, so.
I actually have a question for Enlil.
Okay.
Are you aware of Imogen Oliver II, who was a planeswalker for the Scouring?
Algan.
That's what, yeah.
Algan?
Algan?
Yeah.
What did I say, Oliver?
I think you said Angen. I think you probably wrote the U kind of like I do sometimes. It looked vaguely like an N.
And it's what?
Algan. A-U-G-A-N.
A-U. Oh yeah, I completely spelled it.
Happens. Yes, I am. How do you know that name?
I've been reading about him. I've been curious about how he was able to planeswalk.
She thinks a moment and says, "You must be a warlock then."
Yes.
Interesting. I was wondering if the power you get would allow you to read that language. It seems it does. Good to know.
I'd like to know more.
Well, I don't have the wherewithal to tell you everything now, but get me back to full health and we'll see about telling you more.
Absolutely.
I'd be more than happy to sit and talk with you about him, but only once I'm feeling better.
Fair enough.
I look forward to it for both our sakes.
As do I.
Oh, shit. Am I still screen sharing? I totally am, aren't I?
Super said, imagine not being. To which Warthog replied, right, noobs.
Yeah, but can you guys walk on water? Okay, one of you can. That's all right.
Two of us.
No, I was talking to the other party. Which
Oh.
I'm pretty sure Warthog can walk on water. Yeah, you guys might be able to breathe underwater, but are you Jesus?
I am Jesus.
Regis and Rex both kind of like at will cast it? That's interesting. Okay. Regis and Rex both kind of look at the group of you and say, Rex kind of takes the lead on this one. He says, as far as the poison, the acid lake goes, it's something I've been looking into. That mace, it seems like a good thing to have. It bears power, and now that I know about the annulus, that's also useful, although I'd imagine more for you than for us. The acid is interesting. It is of a deliberately unholy nature. It may not be able to be... It's not water, I suppose is what I'm trying to say. It may be difficult even for your normal magical abilities to work on it. But should you find divine favor in certain ways, that might help. I'm not entirely sure. I've been looking for ways around it, but I haven't found anything airtight yet.
Out of character.
Uh-huh.
I realize we've moved on to a milestone-driven advancement now.
Yes.
So, Cranmore would, within character, start feeling better and better about things like disease and poison, and be worrying.
Acid, which is different from poison.
But before, so this is poison. You described this as poison before, not acid.
Yes, but in a colloquial sense. And I do think I mentioned that before too, but maybe not. When I say a poison lake, I don't mean like the water is poisonous. I mean it in the way that people say poison. They don't have a mechanical knowledge of this.
Okay. Yes, I'm trying to get a sense of, is this something that Cranmore just sort of shrugs off? Or is this a constant damage-dealing thing that's a... Yeah.
Out of character, I will tell you it is not something Cranmore will just shrug off. In character, Cranmore probably doesn't know.
But it depends on the words that are being used and how he's growing into the world.
Cranmore also doesn't have a mechanical knowledge of poison when it's being used in this context. He would understand poison to be generally caustic and dangerous.
Yeah, but he'd also understand if it's something like poison from a flower or poison from a bottle
It is
that
not
it's like,
either of
you know
those
what, it's not that
things.
big of a deal.
You would have a pretty good sense that it is neither of those things. It is a
Okay.
poison of a rotting magical nature.
Okay, that is.
Like, if it weren't acid damage, the closest damage wouldn't be poison, it would be necrotic. If that makes it clearer.
Does that mean I have resistance?
No. It is acid damage.
Damn.
However,
I think we have to just take for granted that we are going to get damage on this, and we've got Regis and Rex trying to tell us in polite terms that this is a damage we're probably not used to, and it is nasty, and we're not going to just resist it. But maybe certain types of beings could resist it, or having some potion effects that could be resisted. For example, there may be a dragonborn type that could resist something like this. It might be based on experience if they know this or not. And there could also be, actually, they may or may not even work with us. Or there could be someone that has a potion that would help us resist this. But that may be our only bets here. So right now, if we want to get that thing, then we have to. Our next step is probably go to this village in the mountain and see what we can do with this potion maker.
it's not so much a village. This is Regis again. It's more like it's one traveling merchant, but he does kind of frequent the same path. I can show you basically where, but it's about a day and a half travel north of here, and a little bit to the east. You'll know when you come to a twin-peaked mountain that a river flows between. He does about every 2 days comes to the shores of that river.
Is this Barstook?
Not familiar with the name.
The merchant is not Barstook? Okay.
No, I suppose not. Wait, who are you asking about? This isn't ringing a bell for me.
We've come across 2 traveling merchants. I'm trying to vaguely recall one of them that was not on this route exactly.
Was this back, like, earlier campaign?
Oh, yes.
Okay. What did he sell?
Well, I got a potion for free from him. Some kind of anti-poison potion.
Let's see. Is this before or after?
Is that like similar to the liquid that we got that was openable bottle in that room?
Oh, those cups of smoking air kind of stuff that kept us immune from poison or disease for an hour or whatever the heck.
No, I have a bottle that I still have on my person. That's a bottle of green potion that's an anti-poison.
Trying to find it in our annals, and I don't see it. Was it after Irehall?
I think it was before or around that time.
Okay. And you said his
Early
name was
when Cranmore
Barstook?
just joined. It's okay. It's all one.
It's weird that I don't remember this. Alright, well, that's fine. It's not him. Or is it? Alright, yeah, Regis kind of marks for you where the twin peaks with the river flowing between them are on your map as well. And now you have a map annotated with that and the location of Enlaun's Cove and also the Annulus. So what
Let
you
us
all want
sally
to do?
forth, eh?
Sally forth? Cool.
Hey, and don't call me Sally.
I'm forth, and don't call me Sally. Cool. So where are you going first? Are you going to try and find this traveling merchant?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
I go where the big guy goes.
Sorry, Farkin and Cranmore talked at the same time. Farkin, what's up?
I go where the big guy goes.
Alright. Cranmore, what's up?
Can we bring Regis?
He is initially reluctant. He would like to stay with Enlaun.
Fair
You
enough.
might be able to convince him if you want to roll for it, but...
I don't actually. If
Okay.
he's got any yen to stay with Enlaun, he should.
Okay. Then he will stay with his great grandmother.
She is pretty awesome.
Cool. So, a day and a half later, I'm not going to make you roll for travel to this place. You find yourselves seeing from several miles off these two peaks that rise into the air, piercing the clouds, and you can see the fresh, clean water of a river flowing far off between them. The river seems quite wide, and Regis didn't specify which shore the person would be on, but you can kind of cross that bridge when you come to it. Maybe
Was
there
there
will
a
even be a
long
bridge
rest
to
in there?
cross when you come to it. Who knows?
There are bridges.
What was your question, Morthos?
Or was there a long rest in there? I know some of us, or not me, but some people probably.
Yes, absolutely. It took a day and a half to get there, so at some point you would have taken a long rest.
Sure.
All right. So, you get to the these twin peaks, and which one would you like to go for? There's an easterly and a westerly peak. Take a pick.
Left.
Start east, because. Or wait.
So,
We go left.
let me give you a little bit more context. Sorry. The easterly one, which is the right, you would have to cross the river one time to go up it. You'd cross it before you got to those mountains, and it wouldn't be a necessarily hard crossing, but you'd be on the other side of the river from where you are now. If you
And you
start
said
on
we're
the
traveling
left
south?
or the west, northeast.
You said we're traveling south.
Northeast. To give you a bit more of a... Let's do this again, eh? Share. Maps are useful. So you guys are starting here. Larg. Starting here, right? And effectively you're traveling to about like here-ish.
Oh, and we see one peak to the left and one peak.
Yep, so there's a westerly peak and an easterly peak, river flowing between them, and then you'll travel about another day and a half to the west in order to get to the annulus.
So the left peak.
Okay, cool. So you will not cross the river the first time around. Oh, I have no idea if the overlay is at all up to date on D&D Beyond, if that's what you were looking at for that message, Jesse.
Oh yeah, I wasn't sure if it was up to date or not.
Yeah,
But it's showing up as Norman with like 22 HP. Or 20 HP out of 75.
He is definitely higher than that.
Me?
Yep. On D&D Beyond, I don't think that's where you normally manage your stuff.
Yeah, I
so-
don't update my HP unless I'm in battle, so that's at the end of the last battle.
Okay, so, as you arrive on the westerly side of this, this pair of twin peaks, and you see the river rushing before you, there is, in fact, a bridge. And that's not all there is. There is, in fact, a merchant right on the other side of that bridge. And even that's not all there is. You see two giants, each with two heads, seemingly in an argument right above this traveling merchant, who looks quite terrified. Let's jump into Roll20.
Is the merchant also a troll?
He is not.
We're gonna have to pay a toll. A troll.
A troll toll?
Can't get into that boy's soul until you pay the toll.
Make sure you pronounce that properly.
Yeah. That's important.
Very
I
important.
feel like you're saying boy's hole, and it's supposed to be boy's soul.
Yeah, it
Where's
sounds a
the
lot like
merchant?
Boy's Hole. I am finding him a token. Townsfolk. So, if you all would position yourselves within the gray box to start.
I don't remember which guy I am.
This one. This is
Okay.
Farkin.
That's who? That's Fark.
This one is Farkin. This one is
Okay.
Morthos.
Yep, I'm the green guy with yellow hair.
And this is Norwin. Ah, that was not what I wanted. Alright, so let's get some initiative rolls and let's change this music from this nice, happy background sound to something much more battle ready.
What? Wrong number.
Wish there was like music for this too, not just. You know what? I just won't use the sound pad that I send to you guys. You all can have your own battle music, and I'll grab.
It should be Amon Amar.
Yeah, I can't play that though because copyright.
I'm just saying it should be.
Indeed.
You should be.
Scheherazade.
I actually really love Two Steps from Hell for battle music. It's really good, like epic instrumentals. It's just a lot of fun.
Nice.
There we go. It's pretty good. And two of them.
Been told my screams sound like.
Yeah. All right. So, did anyone get above a 20?
Yes.
Big surprise, Mr. Rolls tonight.
Okay. Guess I need to add a turn for everybody.
You see my rolls though. They're all legit.
When I rolled a D29, I got it. That was a bit of a typo.
All right, Cranmore, what did you get in total?
20.
All right, 15 plus. 10 plus.
I got a 10.
13.
All right, 13.
I got a 9. Or, yeah.
Norman, you said you got a 10?
Yeah.
Actually, he shouldn't even have a turn. Yes, he does. Sure. Let's roll for him. 7. So he goes last anyway. Cool. All right,
Nice.
Cranmore, you are up first against the pair of Ettins. I cannot hear you.
Sorry, I wasn't hitting my push button. I'm going to roll a persuasion at advantage to try to persuade the two trolls to not be aggressive or fighting, to calm down.
Okay, you have disadvantage because of the Ettin's nature, which will cancel out to regular roll.
I got a 26.
With a straight roll?
Yes.
All right. Okay, one of them saves against it, the other one does not.
Okay, the one that is saving, that's not saving against it. What's all this then? What's going on?
Let me give him a pink circle for being less aggressive. Do you speak giant or orc?
No, but I speak Sylvan.
Okay, he doesn't. He looks at you and goes, "No, no. Ushkadin, fall, couldn't take mockful."
How dare you? My mother was a saint.
And then the other head kind of turns to the first and goes, "Ush, won't fucking."
All right. I'm also going to move up, if I can, toward the pink one to kind of defend him a bit. Okay.
Okay.
Except Roll20 keeps kicking me off.
That's weird.
It's not really weird.
You're back. No, you're not. You're back.
All right, I think that's my turn.
Well, alrighty then. I'll move about here, and I am going to do some scorching rays. Pinky. Okay, not Pinky.
And please not Pinky.
So 12, 12, and a unnatural.
You said 12, 12, and unnatural 20?
Yes, sir.
All right. So, miss, and hit.
7 damages.
Okay. 7 damage. He looks mildly miffed.
Hey Matt, someone said the
I turned it
music
way
kind of
down.
distracts people talking.
Yeah, I turned the shouting way down. Christine, if that's not
Okay.
better, let me know.
Yeah.
Anything else, Farkin?
No, sir. Thank you very much, sir. I
All right.
appreciate that.
Norwin, let's go. Can you all see the turn order, or do you have to bring it up manually yourselves?
I can see it.
Cool.
Yep.
Let's actually put it here.
So, do these giants look humanoid?
They look
Ish.
giant. They're not humanoids, they're giants. That's a different class.
Okay. Well, either way, I'm following in Cranmore's footsteps, and I'm gonna 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Come up to here, and then I cast tongues so that I can understand.
You cut out. You dropped your push to talk.
Oh, sorry.
Cast tongues so that you can.
Understand and speak whatever language.
Okay.
And I ask them, what's wrong? The one that's still being aggressive.
Okay. He says, "We fight over food," pointing at the merchant. "Bridge mine, he think his."
Can we help? Can we get you food?
"Yes, kill him. Then leave."
Wait, so out of character, he's
No
saying
dice!
to kill. Huh?
No dice.
Oh, so out of character. Out of
No
character,
deal.
he's saying to kill the merchant.
Yes, the merchant is food. And Cranmore does not understand this.
Okay.
Sorry, I withdraw that.
That's okay.
Then I guess I just pull out my my mace, or rather my shield.
Okay.
I think that's all I can do.
Alright, then we are on to Morthos.
Oh wait, I can toll the dead. That's a cantrip. Oh wait, but it's not a bonus action.
Yes,
Never.
since you cast Tongues, you would need a bonus action. Unless Tongues is a bonus action, in which case you can cast a cantrip as your action, but I don't think it is.
It's not.
Okay, cool. Alright, then, yeah, Morthos, you're up.
All right, I'm going to cast Armor of Agathis,
Okay.
and I'm going to Losa. So I can only take a few steps. Move
Bless you.
that close. And I call on Varison, making.
Alright.
And that's all I can do.
Varison bamps into your hand. Cool. Let's see. I think...
You now have venison in your hand.
Just a big old hunk of deer meat. Which Christine is super sick of in-game. Well, I guess Kayana is super sick of. Alright, the first Etten is the Tranquil one. Let's see. Trying to figure out how exactly it would react to this situation. Yeah, let's just say that its heads are arguing amongst themselves, but they're not actively being aggressive to others. So like one of the heads is shouting, and the other one is kind of like trying to get a word in edgewise. Norwin, you can understand this is basically like, why are we stopping? I don't understand why we're stopping. There's food. We need food, and we need to tell that asshole that this is our place. This is our bridge. And the other one's like, I mean, I don't know, but we can't. I don't want to fight. And they seem very confused, but also angry, but not in an aggressive way. The second Etten, however, just lifts up the merchant and is gonna, with one arm lifts up the merchant, which means that he cannot make 2 attacks anymore, or at least not with the opposite weapons, and yeah, he's just gonna turn around and like start walking. He has... How does this work? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 40. Yeah, he's just gonna like start walking away with his prize. Seeing the other one kind of like lay down his arms is just, alright, I win. And that'll bring us back to Cranmore.
So we have an ogre that just wandered off with the merchant.
Yep.
Did Cranmore get an attack of opportunity being?
He would have been allowed to
diagonal
take
step?
one.
Yeah, I want to take one then.
Okay. Sorry, I had assumed that you deliberately didn't say it because you didn't want to attack him. My bad.
I got a 20. I got a natural 20 on the attack.
Okay. That crits. So again, that is max damage on the first roll, and then your damage dice.
$12 plus 5 is 17. Hold on a second.
Yep.
$24 damage total.
Okay, so he has taken 31 between you and Farkin. He is not happy about the hit, but he is more focused on getting away with his food.
Yeah, and I'm following him too. He's not getting away. I'm going.
Okay, well, you can move yourself in front of him on your turn then.
I think it's my turn now.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, where did he go?
He's down here. He's still on the map.
Oh, I
Right
see.
there.
He's south.
Okay, I get charging damage
Okay,
if I hit him.
you're gonna hit him.
Does he have to roll to not hit the merchant?
No.
Does a 22 hit?
It does.
All right, that's 38 damage.
Okay, yeah, he's looking pretty hurt.
Yeah, and I'm gonna use my flurry of blows and do 2 more strikes.
Wait, was that supposed to be 28 plus 2d6?
Good call.
Hey, I was gonna say I think it was 2d8.
I should keep this open, eh?
Okay, that's only 16 damage, not 28. So 16 damage plus my flurry of blows.
Okay. That hits.
Does the 15 hit?
Just barely, yes.
Okay, so both of those hit then.
Yep. So a total of...
The first one is 14 damage, the second one is 13 damage.
So 27, and then you did 16 earlier for a total of 43 this turn?
Yep.
Okay, alright. So he's still alive, but almost dead. Anything else, Cranmore?
I'm making sure that I got all of that in there. Yeah, that's it.
Alright, so
I
Cranmore, like, rushes up in something of a panic, seeing this merchant getting carried off, and attempting to stop the Etten, just pummels him, or charges into him, and then pummels him with 2 follow-up strikes from his fists. The Etten is looking beaten and battered, and that will bring us
Hold
to
on.
Farkin.
I get one more
As-
attack because I get 2 attacks per round.
Okay.
Also, as I see him like almost dying, I say, "Drop the merchant, drop the food around." In his language.
Yeah, I figured. Make a persuasion check.
I just did another 8 points of damage on my second attack.
All right, he is still alive.
Not so good. 6.
Nah, he's a little bit like, he's not very bright. So like, he hears your words. It's not so much that you can't persuade him. It's more that he's like too confused to get your meaning. All right. Farkin. What you farking up?
Farkin is he sees this excitement going on, and he's gonna move up here towards the bridge,
Okay.
and he's gonna let loose some magic missiles.
All right. Three, 2, and 2.
That is 7s. Jesus
And-
Christ, 2 1s and a 2.
I think that's enough. Hold on.
I mean, the max appears to be 5, so
On a single
He's rolling
die.
them in though.
All right, so it was.
Min damage.
Yeah, I think that's enough. Okay, so as these 3 lances
Yes!
of magical
Nice
light
job, Farkin!
stab into the Etten,
I did it!
he kind of like takes one last look and goes, "Food not worth," which only Norwin can understand. Everyone else hears, "Shum fog boon," and he drops the merchant and falls to the ground all at once.
Now I feel bad. Good job, Farkin. You did it.
Yay!
How long does your tranquility thing last on the other one?
Oh, I gotta look it up now.
You had to ask, didn't you?
Uh-huh.
while he's looking that up, as soon as I see the first one die, I turn to the other one and say, "You don't want that food anymore, do you?"
One of the heads, like, is about to yell at you, like, angrily, and the other one just headbutts it and says, "I guess not."
Good choice.
It's
I say
permanent.
I say menacingly.
It's
Permanent?
It counsels peace.
There is
Interesting.
almost literally no way that can be permanent.
Right?
I roll for intimidation also.
What's the ability name?
Hold on. Emissary of Peace. When you make a check to calm violent emotions or to counsel peace, you have an advantage on the roll. You must make this entreaty in good faith. It does not apply if proficiency in the deception or intimidation skill applies. Et cetera. But basically, I counseled peace.
Okay, so it's a contextual thing.
Yes,
Okay, that is very different from permanent.
it's permanent.
I was like, you just tell them to be good and they're just good for the rest of their lives? What?
He's just permanently my bitch because
This
I
is-
told him to be.
This is like a level 25 ability.
Dude, I want to be a monk.
In a way, yeah. He probably kind of feels like he wants to be a better, ogre or troll.
Don't we all? Don't we all just want to be a better troll?
I do want to be a better troll.
So I don't
I'm
know
the
this,
best
so
ogre I
I
can be.
still rolled for intimidation.
Where is this? Interesting. Okay. All right. So yeah, he's still under the effects of it for now. That's very interesting. I might have to look more into that.
It's just in general for this particular situation, and Matt's right, it's situational. In this situation, he's not trying to violently go after the merchant.
Right. Certainly.
Does my intimidation change that?
You don't even need to intimidate, unless you're like really wanting to. Like,
No, I mean, like, I don't know that all what's Cranmore's saying about it being
no, but you do
contextual and
know that,
permanent
like,
and
you've
everything.
seen him do the Emissary of Peace before. You know its effects.
Yeah, you've seen it before.
Right, but the one head almost like yelled at me, and then it got headbutted. So I'm like,
Fair
"You're
enough.
really not trying to do this, right?" So like, I don't know if me trying to intimidate it sets it off.
I don't think so, because it's not actually like, it's a passive aggressive action. Yeah, he'll like, the two heads kind of like glare at one another for a moment, but the one that got headbutt kind of like bows its head first, and the other looks to you and says, "No, but our bridge."
Sure, you can have the bridge.
Good. 10 gold pass.
How
about
crazy
you
is-
let us pass and we don't kill you?
Totally a very cleric thing to do.
I just intimidated him.
A threat, though.
Leave the guy alone, man.
How crazy is this creek? Is it like men in tights?
Okay, maybe-
Like,
This particular section is rather tame.
So
like
it
I
is
can
men in
hop from one
tights.
side to the other side. Look, I'm on one side of the stream. Now I'm on the other side of the stream.
If you long jump, you could maybe make it, but it's approximately as wide as it looks. So 15 to 20 feet.
That is a great film reference, by the way.
It is.
So maybe more in line with what Norman would say is like, you can have the bridge after we pass.
I was thinking something like your intimidation is, would you like to hear the story of our Lord and Savior Thune, or whatever the heck his name is?
Ogma.
I can tell you for the next 45 minutes. And you gotta break-
No! Oh.
That is fantastic.
Pass, go.
Ogre no want pamphlet.
Velga Helga Bridge later. Alright, I think that will take us out of combat effectively, as the only remaining quote-unquote enemy is non-combative.
Ooh, who's your new friend, Grandma?
Yeah, I go up to the merchant since Cranmore's not replying.
Okay.
Is the merchant injured at all?
A bit bruised, but not like HP-wise.
Yeah, we're friends now.
Woohoo!
We are told you can help us breathe underwater.
That's like introducing us.
Oh, it's fine.
Mate, how you doing? What's your name? I'm Cranmore. This is Norwin. Parky's introduction. Farkin and Martha.
Hi. I'm not
I'm
gonna
all-
remember those because I think I fell on my head, but it's okay. I'll be better soon. Yeah, I think I can help you with that. Let me look around here. Oh jeez, all my stuff is a bit of disarray, and he kind of starts like going down onto the floor and picking things up and like putting them back in his sack. It doesn't take too long. He doesn't have a ton of wares. Once he kind of gets himself sorted, he leaves one vial out and says, "Yeah, I got a potion of water breathing. Excellent stuff. Take this. You'll breathe underwater for like forever. No need to worry, except maybe after like an hour. Don't stay longer than that, because I think that's how long this lasts. I don't know. I bought this off a guy in the last town."
What's your name, sir?
Oh, my name is Victor.
Victor. I have a green potion that I'd like to give to you. It is a anti-poison that I was gifted by another merchant back by Ireland.
Oh, okay. Like a tradesy sort of thing.
Like a trade, if that's as you please.
I like tradesies. Let me see this potion. Kind of takes it. Kind of uncorks it. Here you go. Hmm. That's pretty good. It's pretty potent stuff. I don't think it's worth quite as much as this guy, though. I'll say I'll knock the price tag down to 30 gold if you give me that too.
I just hand him 30 gold and grab the thing out of his hand. We need to go. Time is of the essence.
Okay.
You grab it out of his hand.
All right. Good luck. Thanks for saving my life.
Victor, you okay? Are you gonna be okay getting to? Where's your next destination?
I'm going back to Glademont, I think, probably. I was gonna go up north, but I think that's probably not a great idea now. I want to rest. I want
What's
to
wrong with
drink,
going north?
and I want a bed.
What's wrong with north?
I'd rather go somewhere to rest rather than go more into the mountains after that.
Oh, that's fair. That's
And he
fair.
points at
Okay.
the other Etten.
Now, do you know
Like
anything
that.
of the lake up there?
There's
I
hundreds
hear
of
that
lakes.
it's one that's poisoned.
Oh, Dragon's Demise.
Yes, Dragon's Demise.
Yeah, don't go anywhere near it.
Okay, but if we were to go near it, because that is what we intend
Probably
to do, is
die.
go quite near it.
Well, it was good knowing you. I'm glad you got to do a good deed before you died.
I think that answers my question. Thank you very much.
Okay, seriously, don't go there. I'd rather you not die.
We don't have a choice, unfortunately.
Hey, Victor.
Yeah.
What's your vector?
Well, the direction is, I guess, currently I'll be going about, what is that, 240, and magnitude, well, it'll be a unit vector. Call it.
That's one of the better vectors.
Yeah. But like with an extended magnitude. So like not like the normalized unit vector, but like a vector with magnitude. Oh gosh, I don't know.
You can stop
80
now.
miles?
You asked a physics major about a vector. Good job,
you
Rob.
did. Yeah.
80 miles at heading 240.
Woohoo!
No, 210. Give or
Victor,
take.
have you any wisdom beyond avoiding the place for Dragon's Demise?
No, I'm sorry.
Something that might protect us from the foul place.
Yeah, not go into it. I'm sorry. I've never been there.
That is good wisdom.
I've been
That's
told
good
not
wisdom.
to go there because you die if you go there. So I've never been. I don't know how to survive it. Other than not going there.
That is fair. Thank you so much, Victor. Are you okay?
I will be. Get some meat in
Okay.
me, and Forget about the Etten that nearly bashed my brains in. I think he was about to
Would
swing
you
me
would
at
you like
me.
a candy?
Sure.
Okay. I give him some of my Elvish candies from the last town, and thank you, Victor. We really appreciate it, and thank you for the deal on this water breathing.
That's good candy.
Just as a general rule of thumb, Victor, you probably shouldn't take random candies from random strangers.
Uh,
That's
I had to
also
learn that the
a
hard
little
way.
bit.
Rashido.
He seemed nice though.
These are Elvish delights. They're not random. They're wrapped in wax paper. It's, you know.
They're fancy, dangerous treats.
Well, I mean, okay, point taken. I guess I won't. I wouldn't have taken it if you'd offered it to me.
Except I'm eating them too, so you know they're fine.
The most generous man I've ever met.
You cut out there, Jess.
I said the most generous man I've ever met is giving.
You cut out at the same place again. Right after generous man.
The most generous man I've ever met has given one to you.
Did the same thing. I think it was has given something to you.
Has given one to you.
One. Okay.
Just
okay.
give us the addendum.
I've ever met is the thing you're missing.
Okay.
The most generous man I've ever met has given one.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
I'm no man. So thank you.
Humanoid. Not even a humanoid.
Not even. I'm not humanoid
Nope.
either.
Nope.
You know.
Individual.
Sentient being.
Entity.
We don't know that he's sentient. He could be just possessed by a spirit.
It could be.
He's still
Possessed by
currently a
something.
sentient being, just maybe not
Yeah.
what you think
Individual.
he is.
Possessed or not.
I'm actually gonna
I'm not
say
humanoid
let's
and
take
maybe
a
possessed.
quick intermission, and we will be back in just a little bit. So stick around, folks. We'll be back in 5 to 10. There we go. I said that. Oh, nope. All right, and we're back, everybody. Thank you for being patient. The Ettins, having been either dispatched or pacified so that they no longer wish to kill you, are content to let you pass and let the merchant not be food.
He's looking pretty delicious, though. That's a tasty snack right there. Look at that rump. Man.
What was he selling again?
He slaps his own ass as he walks away.
He's selling bacon.
Oh boy. He starts
He's
running
got some-
because a monstrosity just said that
He's
to
got
him.
some salty rump right there.
But remember, that's the guy that you just took candy from.
He kind of looks back a little worried. Kind of wipes the tongue off a little bit.
We need the candy too. I mean, whatever.
Quickens his pace.
There's no like weird Econoline van going on.
Hey, Cranmore, are your Elvish Delights made with rose water?
Christine needs to know.
Probably. I don't make them, but yeah.
Let's say canon. Yep, totally a thing. All right. So, you have acquired a single potion of water breathing.
Ta-da!
Da-na-na-na. Oh, that's probably copyright. Nintendo, please don't cease and desist us.
I wasn't going to do it, but if you want to, I mean.
Bum, bum, ba-da-da-dum,
Mm.
ba-da-da-dum. See, it doesn't count when it's someone that's like doing a really bad job impersonating it with his humming. It's fine.
I don't know. Nintendo's pretty strict with their appeals.
They'll just judge me. They'll be really like cruel with their, criticism of my bad humming.
Yep.
You'll be fine.
All right. So I believe the next step is to spend another day and a half going towards Dragon's Demise Lake.
Yeah, and then what? We get to some water that's not water.
Yep.
That we can breathe. That we can breathe under.
All right, then we throw you in.
Yeah, no. You turn me into glue.
I thought that was the whole point here. You're a monk, so you're immune to poison. So you're just gonna walk on down.
Yeah, we'll see. Sure, let's go. Because I mean, add a character. This is what. What do we know? We got to go there, right? So.
Yep. Maybe just dip your toe in.
My
He doesn't have any toes.
I got a hoof thing. I can. There's one. I got one toe with a big fingernail around it.
Yep.
There you go.
All right. Any objections, or are you all just going?
Do it.
Going on. All right. So a day and a half later, this path takes you through the Mirror Lakes, and you kind of skirted about them before, but didn't go directly through them because it's generally a slower path if you don't have to take it. But in this instance, since your destination is in the Mirror Lakes, you have to. So you spend most of the first day just trekking upwards, just up and up and up, because the Mirror Lakes are effectively some of the highest points in all of Eluven. There are a few peaks in the Uvengart range that exceed them in altitude, but otherwise not too much. You break to the point of like some lower hanging clouds that kind of hug the mountain tops. You actually break through them over top and get up to the point where some of these peaks are rising above the cloud cover, and what you see splayed out before you is an incredible sight, almost breathtaking, as you get to experience firsthand why they are called the Mirror Lakes. The sunlight glints off of them, and from certain angles, the reflection is almost blinding. But when you pass those points, what you see is a beautiful, just incredible, far outstretched landscape of water that looks like so many shards of glass in a shattered mirror. Like every bit of mountain ridge that separates these lakes is like a crack in the glass, and the lakes themselves are the shards of mirror. It is truly an incredible sight to behold. from your vantage point, however, you can see one of them that is less reflective than the rest. It is a bit of a ways away, but you can see what looks like a black dot on the horizon. And this you take to be Dragon's Demise Lake. You begin heading through these ridges between the lakes, admiring the beauty of each one as you pass. Mostly these lakes are undisturbed. The water is crystal clear and mostly placid. Some of them are windswept and have small waves, but for the most part the water is calm. You can see fish swimming throughout, and many of them are species that do not live below. They have not migrated through streams to anything lower altitude than these lakes. Many of them are fantastical colors, like bright pinks and purples and rainbow scales, and all manner of like shapes and sizes. You see like flat fish that skate along the bottom, very like broad fat fish that kind of almost seem to be kind of sluggish, like their size would suggest, almost comically moving through the water.
You mean
like
like
if
fish
you saw,
we've never seen before?
Yep. Like if you saw me flop into a pond and start just trying to move around, But all
I'm
of
not sure
this you
that's- I would give the
pass.
same reaction.
Sorry, what was that, Morthos?
I said I'm not sure I'd give the same reaction if you were flopping in the water versus fish I've never seen.
I mean, look at this sweater. Basically a rainbow-colored fish, right? A fat
Sure.
rainbow-colored fish.
Very unnatural.
In a sense, or maybe it's just a different kind of natural.
This is weird.
One of the lakes is definitely unnatural, and that's your destination. So you see like dozens
That's
of
what I'm
these
talking about.
lakes as you're passing by on your way to Dragon's Demise Lake. Unless you all would like to stop and investigate any of them, I'll just say you arrive at this fetid water.
Actually, I would like
What have we
to
noticed?
stop at one of the lakes
Okay.
and sort of put my hand in there, my foot in there, and just take a little look at one of the lovely mirror lakes as we're going through.
Okay. The water is crisp and cold. If you'd like to take a drink from it, it is
Yeah.
some of the purest water you have ever tasted. It's delicious.
I'm filling my skin with that.
Okay. You fill a water skin with Mirror Lake water. It doesn't have any like special
I thought
properties.
you meant you
but
were
is
putting it
tasty.
on your skin.
It puts the water on its skin.
Right? Yeah.
Oh,
Get the hose again.
No, and if you want to survive in the wild, we've been over this for months now. When you survive in the wild, you don't put wine in this bladder. Put
I can
water in
create
it.
water out of thin air.
Yeah, and I can find it anywhere. But the thing is, when you find it, you put it what's called a skin. That's what we call it. It's like a kind of. We'll go over it again sometime. You'll get there.
He's still new to this. It's only been 3 months. Oh crap. I just ripped the heel of my pants. That's too bad. So, getting to Dragon's Demise Lake, you can you smell it before you like get close. You can kind of see it from afar, but the smell hits you before you can make out a lot of detail about the landscape.
What does it smell like?
It smells like
Elderberry?
burnt rubber and, yes, the smell of elderberries.
Like tar?
Yeah, like tar, burnt rubber, and this very like acrid kind of, not the good kind of peaty smell, like the bog peat kind of. Yeah, not that. That smells good.
I disagree.
It's a matter of taste. And Parkin's not wrong.
Fair enough. But yeah, so you smell all of these like just acrid. Oh god. The chat. Sorry. So yeah, you smell these sort of caustic, acrid stenches as you come closer. You also smell like rotted flesh, like unmistakably strong. And as you recall, the Dragon's Demise Lake is aptly named because there is a dead, rotted dragon in it, which has
Dibs!
caused most of this caustic buildup. So you
No
get
one's
closer.
gonna rip off at least like half a dozen scales that he can't carry around.
You get closer to the point that you can actually see the lake. The water is murky, but not altogether opaque. And peering through, you can see, like, rising up pretty close to the surface, but still submerged, bones. Large, large bones, like they came from an immense dragon.
I really miss Jasna right now. She'd know exactly what to say in a time like this. And do. She'd probably, I don't know. Yeah.
We're boned. Oh no, wait, that's Garrick.
Guys, I think we're sunk. That'd be the lame one.
No, we still have a
So-
bunch of mayonnaise.
Yeah. If I
So-
actually, Justin would probably be like, if I fill the lake with mayonnaise.
So, can we approach the water and inspect it?
Yeah. It has a shore like any other lake. It is overgrown with weeds and lichen and some plants that you don't recognize the species of, and you, just from the looks of them, you'd rather not get acquainted.
That's great. Okay.
Many of them look poisonous, and otherwise not fun. As you inspect,
I think that plant's got its own Tinder account.
Well, okay then.
and the one
But I'm
next
not
to it has a
getting to know-
grinder account.
I'm not getting to know these guys, these plants. Mm.
Is there anything that's like a live plant near us that we could throw in the water to see what it does?
Sure, there are like mosses and reeds that you can chuck in.
So they're fine.
Yeah, I mean it is a damp environment and rather cool.
It's aqua fresca, me. I put a toe in. I put a toe in.
A hoof.
You take, oh wow, 6 points of acid damage.
Just the tip.
Just
Of the
that
hoof.
tip.
There's a
Hey,
little bit
guys.
of glue on your toenail as you pull it out.
Glue?
Are there any small animals around?
Melted horse hooves was a primitive way of making an adhesive.
Oh, right.
It's not was. It's
I
still
forgot.
is. It very
yeah,
much is.
we do still use it in, but it's in
it's
a
called-
much lesser amount, isn't it? Because we.
It's called hide
supplement.
glue. It's very popular and for a reason. Anyway, yeah. So you see Cranmore dip his toe in and pull it out with his hoof kind of globbed and everything, like ah. So that's not water, and it smells like lemons
Like lemons?
or grapes if you left them out too long. And
Raisins?
have you left fruit out for too long?
Do we see how deep it is?
Where the bees start coming and drinking from the old fruit? It's kind of like that. No, you've not done that.
Nope.
Anyway, well, so it's like that.
Good to know.
Can we see how deep it is?
Deep enough to submerge an ancient dragon.
Uh,
The bottom of the lake is not visible, but you can see some bones relatively close to the surface, maybe 10 or 12 feet down.
Norwin. Our stuff is the stuff is at the bottom of a lake of death.
Yeah.
what's the wisdom of going to the bottom of this thing to get whatever's at the bottom of it and bringing it back to Elawin, or finding one of the other things and bringing it to her?
This is the only option other than going to the other plane.
Right.
I want to
She
look
did
for
say
a
that it had
relatively
to be
large
one
thing.
that she was connected to, and she was charged with protecting this particular annulus.
Well, she did a bad job. Actually,
No
she might have
one's
done a
gotten
great
it.
job.
She did a
You know
great
what?
job.
You know what? I take it back. This might have been perfect.
I want to look for a medium-sized rock.
Okay, you can find... Well, wait. Do you mean like a rock the size of a medium creature, or like a rock that is medium-sized relative to rocks?
The latter.
Okay. You find one.
That gives me an interesting idea.
I throw it in.
Okay. It hisses. It does begin to sink, but it doesn't get super far before it kind of disintegrates.
That's interesting. I look for a squirrel or a frog.
Make a survival check.
Well, I guess that rules out my idea.
That. Not unnatural 20.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you find a couple squirrels and frogs. Probably as many as you need.
I twirl a squirrel around by its tail and throw it in.
Okay.
I look at you with disgust.
Yeah.
Where did the squirrel evaporate?
Rather quickly, there's some squirrel bones that fall to the bottom and
Wait, the bones don't disintegrate?
and then disintegrate. The dragon bones don't seem to have, but the squirrel's bones do.
Hey, you have a dragon tooth, right? What?
I do.
Maybe we could use that somehow to make some protective covering
Concoction.
out of it.
I just thought of what I would do now in this situation.
I was gonna meld into stone and then have somebody throw the stone in.
But that stone evaporated.
Yeah, that would be good.
That's why I said no thanks.
Well, what about your dragon scales?
Yeah, I dip part of a tiny bit of dragon scale in.
How long you wait?
Like until I start hearing any hissing or notice any change in the scale.
Okay.
Up to a minute.
Okay, up to a minute. All right, nothing.
Okay, I wait another 5 minutes.
Nada.
Did they
How
float?
deep does this thing appear?
What do you mean, like?
How deep does the lake appear to be?
You can't see the bottom, but you can see at least about 10 feet down. It is deep enough to cover a fully grown ancient dragon.
The bones of one.
True.
Right? Which could have collapsed over time, probably because there's no ligaments or anything.
Okay, Mr. Scientist. Did the scales float?
That's Dr. Scientist. Thank you very much.
You don't have doctorate degrees in this world, Dennis.
Maybe we can boogie board on the dragon scale.
Maybe I can just continually heal myself for 414 points.
It's gonna be hard to cast your spell when you're screaming because your flesh is burning.
It might.
And underwater.
Fair.
But if I can breathe underwater,
That's
then
true. That's true. You'd be able to use verbal components.
Is there not a dragonkin that can survive acid?
Make a nature check.
Did you say that out loud?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm making a check too.
Wait a minute. That's my 4 plus. $11.
Black Dragonborn are resistant to acid damage. Black dragons are likely immune to it.
Yeah, I got shit all for my check.
So
So
even
all we need to do is find this, black dragon that was attacking this gold dragon and convince him to help her, right?
It was a black dragon born, right?
I thought it was a dragon.
Or was it a young dragon?
that attacked them, it was a young dragon.
Right. So we just need to convince him to help her, eh? That's a great idea. And realistic, too.
All right, you all have spent a good amount of time here. Go ahead and roll investigation checks for me.
I like that. Except that I'm crap at investigation, so... Yeah, 16.
25.
There's a lake there, yo! Smells like lemon and vinegar.
No, that's if you roll a nat 1.
Ew. Vinegar.
12, 2 16s, and a 25. All right, Brian, also make a perception check for me.
$19.
Okay. As you are looking around, Brian, or Norwin, as you're looking around, you notice there's kind of an inlet. The lake has a small, detached, there is a section of raised land between them that kind of secludes them. It is still this black, acidic crap, and it is ringed with plants, like fetid-looking plant life. But you can see something glimmer in the bottom of this much shallower pool. It's maybe 2 feet deep. I can't hear you.
Maybe we can
I
use
go
a
over
scale
and
or,
check it out.
Okay. It's hard to make out precisely what it is. At least in totality, but you can tell the glint that you saw was from a couple of letters. They don't seem to make a full word, but they seem to be etched into stone at the bottom of this small pool. And with your perception check, you notice as you're looking, a couple of the plants around this pool begin moving.
Like, towards me? Or just moving
Not
in general?
immediately, but they begin shifting in unnatural ways, and you think that if you don't react, it might be towards you very soon.
Cranmore, you're the plants that you were trying to, freak up on a little bit ago are starting to get a little funky.
This
Wait.
place is effed up, okay? This is like nothing I've ever seen anywhere else. This is weird.
All right, I'm
Maybe we can
assuming
use
that
the
as you
plants
guys
as some
see,
sort of covering. Maybe we can use the plants that are underneath as some sort of ointment to protect us.
Like aloe.
Yeah.
But for acid.
Wait. I feel like this is like 30 seconds of conversation so far.
Actually,
And
no,
I'm
that's
being
plants are
nice
like-
because I'm assuming that this is while people are investigating and not like as you're doing this.
Oh, okay.
I'm letting a little bit of backtracking happen.
Morthos
Okay.
is right. Actually, I want to rub a bunch of plants that were surviving the water on my person, especially like my leg. There wasn't the one that wasn't burned a bunch, and
Okay.
stick that in the water.
They disintegrate
just
and
put
you
a
begin to
rock in
feel
the
pain
water?
very quickly.
Can we use
Hold
like
up. What was
dragon scale to fish out some of those plants?
what was the result of emulgating myself in whatever these plants are that are surviving the water just fine, and then dipping my limb into the water?
So the counter question is, did you just do like a dip or did you like dip? Okay, then the plants disintegrate, but you do not yet take damage.
Yeah, that's not good enough. You need to be alive or something.
Burnt goat.
Now you all are going to be noticing Norwin rummaging around over by this other pool of water, and
Do I notice what letters they are?
Give me a sec.
Another pool. This one's clear or clean?
No, this is also deadly. There is a physical separation, like a bit of a raised land between them, but it is still acid.
Okay.
Like it got separated at some point after the water turned acidic.
It's Ankalac is at the bottom of this lake?
Yes, and Kalak's the Dread.
Ankalac. And who was it that killed him?
Bronak the Indomitable. And thank you for the follow, whoever just followed. I didn't have the stream up at the time, but very much appreciate it. Oh, there we go. It's D. Borbeau. Thanks, Dennis. Woo! All right. The letters you see, Norwin, are PR, and then a little bit of a space between them and TH.
And in the like small amount of time between that and when the plants start to move, am I able to like discern anything about what that might be?
Other than that there's a distance of between like 4 and 6 like 8 and 10 characters between them. No.
And it was PR and what?
TH.
Okay, when I see these plants start moving in unnatural ways, I kind of freak out and cast thaumaturgy, and like a giant gust of wind comes from my back towards my front to try to push them away from me.
All right, and it's initiative. All right, so the group of you all, I'm going to say, are one round of movement away. But after your round, you'll be able to engage in the fight. This is a shambling mound as this mass of matted tendrils and vines that are like blackened with rot begins to kind of rise up from around the pool of black water. So I do not have a Roll20 map for this. We're gonna Theater of the Mind it. Did anybody get over a 20 on their initiative?
I'm rolling. Nope.
All right. Just a sec. 15 plus.
19.
15.
19 and 15. 10 to 15.
12.
Morthos, what'd you get? Can't hear you.
Still can hear you.
I was not muted, but a 7.
7. Okay. Man, my guys are rolling really shit today. Alright, and that is... Alright, so Cranmore, you're up first.
I hold my action.
Remember what I said about the round of movement. You're not really close enough to do anything if you hold your action. Because you all were investigating at different parts of this lake, you are effectively 1 round of movement away from engaging with this shambling mound.
I guess I spend my action to move forward
All
the
right.
action.
All right, that works. Farkin.
You're muted.
You are indeed.
Thank you. I didn't hit my key. Farkin's gonna slowly walk towards it, maybe take half his movement speed. Still a good distance away, but within spell range.
Okay. Do you want to cast something? If you're moving slowly, then you have your action still.
No, not yet.
All right. In that case, it is on to Norwin. I'll be right back. You all can still talk. I can hear you.
All right. So, what the hell is going on? If we, I don't.
How big is this thing?
Shambling Mound is a large creature.
How is he still on the channel?
As
He's
big
AFK,
as,
but he's not
as big as
AFK. He
Transform?
is
He
God.
has wireless
I have a
headphones.
wireless headset.
Wireless headphone and mic.
That is effed up. Is it like Bluetooth or is it infrared?
Same for me.
It's actually, I think it's 5 gigahertz wireless.
Damn.
Yeah.
Sexy.
And it's USB, so I can use it with my PS4. I can use it with all sorts of things. Not the Switch, though. Well, actually, maybe I could use it with the Switch. I don't know.
You know what's funny is right now, Matt is in his first floor quarter bathroom off his kitchen. You know, draining his bladder.
I am 100% not urinating right now.
and totally on his wireless headset, able to keep talking. Technology is amazing.
If I had
I
a
can't
wireless,
tell you how many times an actress walked off set and started peeing, and their microphone was still on.
oh yeah, absolutely.
Lavalier mic, man. Lavalier mic. The mic is always
you
hot.
hear them peeing and go, mute it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's in the
The,
recording.
the lavalier
Record
mic
it.
is always hot. Yeah.
That's why a lot of actors pulled their mic out when they left.
Okay.
So what you doing, Norwin?
It is your turn, Norwin.
Are we being attacked by like a shrubbery? Is that what's
Yes.
happening now?
It's a very, very
What
large.
exactly does it
shrubbery.
look like? It looks like a giant mound of earth with.
I wish we had a druid in the
looks
party.
Like
We
like
need a
that,
proper
but
druid.
blacker. Because it's rotted.
Blacker.
Okay.
And therefore,
I'm
its stats are
casting
slightly different.
Guiding bolt at level. Let me look at what spell slots I have.
This is the episode that cost Matt his senatorship.
Or what? My what?
Your
His
Senate race.
senatorship.
Oh yeah.
Or whatever. Senate race or whatever.
Yep. Absolutely.
It's like this,
Okay.
but blacker. Blacks.
Yeah, with a young black.
Yep.
These days, though, I don't know if that'll matter.
So I
Times
cast
have changed.
guiding bolt at level 4.
Okay.
And that's a 27 to hit.
Yeah. No, that's actually too high to hit.
There's a window. You're outside of it.
The window is anything you don't roll.
You tried too hard.
I lost it. Oh, there it is. 17 radiant.
All right. It takes 17 damage.
And advantage on next attack against it.
Yes, indeed.
That'd be very interesting if an orchard were susceptible to radiant damage.
It
Like,
would
oh
be.
no, my apples! My
It looked
apples!
like it looked like it had become evil.
It has.
My
It
evil
is
apple!
rotted, but it is
I was
not.
gonna make
Yeah.
apple cider out of those apples.
It is not vulnerable to radiant or anything.
Okay.
All right, Morthos, you're up.
All right, I will cast Arm of Agathis and call on Varison and walk closer to the orchard.
Okay.
Is calling on Varison a free action?
Yes,
believe
it was. It's as much as talking, I believe.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a free action for him because of the packed weapon stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So Morthos gets into range and summons his axe, and the shambling mound will go next, and it is going to attack Norwin.
Yes, Mo.
A d20. It's actually going to first attempt to hit you. Oh. Oh, okay. That's actually pretty neat. It's not going to attempt to engulf you because it gets to engulf you if it hits both times.
Wait, what?
The first hit is a 22. Oh, that's the other d8. 14 points of bludgeoning damage and 2 points of necrotic as it wraps you up with these fetid tendrils, and you can kind of feel this negative energy flooding through you. But not like the negative energy flood. That's a very high level spell that this thing cannot cast. Second attack is only a 16, so I don't think that hits.
It doesn't. How much damage does the first one do?
14 bludgeoning and 2 necrotic, so I think only 1 for you.
Okay, so 15 total.
Sorry, give me Okay, so anything else? No, rather, this is the Shambler's turn. Sorry, my bad. That is
There you
all
go.
it has to do. So, Cranmore, you're up.
I'm watching a plant attack Norwin, eh?
Yep, a giant, gross plant.
I'm
Yeah.
trying to just walk up to Norwin and give him like 5 hit points back and use a key point for the dodge.
All right, you take your
action.
patient defense.
Yeah. Because this is weird. I'm not sure whose side I'm on.
If it makes it any easier, this plant is like definitely possessed of the same blight that you had seen in the forests before you left.
I'm sorry. You was the B word.
Yeah.
That's different.
It is blighted.
Yeah, that's a very
Okay.
That's what got Cranmore into adventuring in the first place.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, no, he's attacking that.
Okay.
That
All right. Cool. Yeah. Good.
Okay.
I was like, this is. It's a plant, but it's like a
attacking that
bad plant.
Yeah, you freaking blight. We don't tolerate that. Yeah. Roll the. I'm sorry. I'm on. Roll 20 now.
Hits.
Okay, I got it. That hits. Okay, and then I'm gonna do a second attack. 11.
Misses.
Does that hit? Okay, and I'm gonna do a 17 hit.
Hits.
A 19 hit.
Hits.
Okay, so 3 of those hit. Now I'm gonna do. None of them are charges though. I gotta look at my sheet for a second on the confirmed it. 1, 2. I'm gonna do this as 3d6 to make it easier. 3d6 plus 15 because that's good math. So 25 dip.
Isn't it 66? Don't you get 2d6 per attack?
It depends, maybe. Yeah, I get 2d6 per attack. Let me do that again.
Just add another 3d6.
All right. Okay. So that's 49.
Not plus 15.
Oh, righto.
So close.
So 25 plus 11. It goes up to 11.
All right, there we go. So 36 points of
35.
damage.
I think that's 35 points of damage. No, 36.
Your first roll was a 25, not the 24.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
All right.
I'm getting lost in the slough. 36 points.
And so
F that rose bush.
Cranmore, like, visibly upset at the
Frickin'
mere
blight.
existence of this blighted plant, appears
Blight
next
is
to you,
not okay.
Norwin, and just with all of his might just bursts this key energy into the shambling mound, kind of disrupting the flow of its life force and dealing it a pretty massive amount of damage, bringing us to Farkin again.
So, creepy dark bush. Shit. You know what? Where are Farkin and Cranmore like in relation to this thing?
Cranmore is
melee?
right up next to it. Farkin, you said you weren't trying to move super far.
Yeah.
So I assume you're still maybe like 30 feet away from it.
What about Norwin?
Norwin is right next to Cranmore.
Yeah,
If you're trying to move a nasty bush, I recommend some Nair, maybe? You have that spell? Is that level 3? Nair.
Can I am I close enough to reach Cranmore and still have
what?
And still be able to cast a spell?
Is your movement speed 20? Well, yes, sure, yes.
All right.
Since we're theater of the minding this, I'm not going to quibble over 5 feet.
Sure, yeah, I'm trying to figure out where exactly. I'm going to run up to Cranmore and smack him on the ass. You're now hasted.
You're hasted. Excellent.
I want to see this happen. And
you want to see Cranmore just hand
like
a plant
8
its whole
attacks.
ass to itself?
I'm sorry, what did you cast?
Haste.
You're hasted.
Haste.
Not again.
Excellent. All right, Norwin.
You and I, we're gonna be good friends.
It's been a while.
Did you say me again?
Yep.
And I'm right next to this thing?
Yes, you are.
I'm going to use Inflict Wounds as a second level spell.
I'll be right back.
Does a 16 hit?
Just, yes.
That's 31 necrotic damage.
Damn.
Okay. It is resistant to necrotic.
Son of a bitch.
So it will take 15 from that.
It's not resistant to head shears, though.
It is not resistant to head shears.
Freaking blight.
All right.
I also pull out my shield.
Okay, so you have Mason's Shield now, and you did. You cast a spell doing 15 points of damage, halved from 31. Cool. Morthos, you're up.
I'm going to. How far away am I in from this tree?
You moved last round, so you are within range to attack it if you'd like. At least to move and attack
range?
it. You're not in melee range right now, but you could easily get there.
Okay, cool. I'm going to cast Hexblade's Curse on this tree.
Cool.
And I want to move within melee range and attack with my, or call on Varys and attack with my pack weapon.
All right, you have already summoned Varison, so you take your 2 strikes with your thirsting blade. This thing, normally shambling mounds are unaligned. This one is considered chaotic evil.
Oh, interesting. First one's a 14.
That does not hit.
Second one's a 23.
That hits.
That hits. All right, so bonus to damage rolls. Let's see, cursed target. So the 1d10 plus. Damn, I always forget.
It's quite a lot of damage. It's 2d4 from Varison, and then Hexblade's Curse, I think, is a d6. Can't remember between Hex and Hexblade's Curse, though. No, it's your proficiency bonus. So 4 at this point, I believe.
So it's a 1d10 plus 4.
A d10 plus 4 plus your charisma bonus plus 2d4.
Well, that's a lot.
Yes.
I'm sorry, plus 4 plus proficiency plus.
4 is your proficiency. So it's 4, I think it's plus 3, so plus 7 total because it's your charisma and your proficiency.
I thought there was a third thing you said.
And
2d4.
plus 2d4.
And so that was 10 on the damage.
Yep, and then roll another 2d4 and that'll do it.
That's right. 6.
Alright, so 16 points of damage on the first attack. Well, on the second attack, because the first one missed. As Morthos swings his axe back around after the first miss and connects with the shambling mound, like right under one of what you might consider to be an arm, and a blinding flare of light bursts out from it, and a gaping wound is left where the axe was.
Sweet.
Nice.
Alright.
That's it for me.
Cool. The Shambler is next. Having 2 of you all to go. That didn't even make anything close to sense, nor was it close to what I meant to say. Having 3 of you all in melee range and 2 attacks, it's got some decisions to make. Let's see. I think it is going to go for 2 attacks against 1 person because it gives it the best chance of using its engulf, and I'm going to pick that person
I've taken
at
down
random.
trees before.
Yes, you have.
It already
More
engulfed
than
me,
even
right?
free.
What'd you
What?
say, Norwin?
I said it already engulfed me, right?
No, it only hit you with 1 attack. It has to hit you with both in order to engulf. But it is going to go for you again because I rolled a 1 on a d6 mod 2. And it was you, Jesse, Cranmore was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's probably still not going to hit though. That is a 17?
Nope, 18.
Alright. Well, it'll still go for its second one, which is a 22.
Just barely hits.
16 points of bludgeoning, and, oh gosh, no points of necrotic because of your having. Alright, so just 16 points of bludgeoning damage to you, and that will be its turn, bringing us back to Cranmore.
All right, I've got haste, so yeah, I'm gonna take advantage of that. So that's 2 attacks plus. Let's see, start with 3. I get 3 attacks. Let's
Yes.
do that first.
It is, by the way, looking bloodied.
Yeah. Does a 17 hit?
It does.
Does a 19? Okay, 19 hits,
Yes.
and a 13 probably misses. Okay, so 2 of the 3 attacks hit, and we'll start with that before I go into bonus actions.
Okay. Wait, 3 attacks?
I did. Yeah, I got haste on me, so I'm
Doesn't that
freaking
give
out,
you an
man.
extra action?
This is an extra action, yeah.
Yeah, so when
And
you take the attack action, you get 2 attacks.
Okay.
So I think that's 4 attacks.
Yeah, 4 total from your actions.
Okay, let's do
Plus-
a 4th
plus
attack, eh?
Flurry of blows.
Yeah, that's a nat 20 on the 4th attack.
Oh my god.
All right. Nice.
Is that automatic done, or do I have to roll for the damage?
No, it's got a lot of HP. You gotta roll.
Okay, well, let's do the first 3 that aren't. Okay, the first thing is like I'm punching the crap out of this thing, eh? So that's yeah, that's 17 damage on the fly for one of them, and then plus the 6. Let's what say 18. Okay, that's the first deck is 18, and then I'll do 3 more.
All right.
Let's see, 2d6 is gonna be 2, 4, 66 plus 15 plus plus 39 damage.
Okay.
I'm using this thing as a.
It's like a speed bag. It's like
Yeah. Wait, it's a Wang Chung dummy.
Yeah. Excellent. So 39 on the was that the crit?
No, the crit was 17 plus
Okay.
39.
Oh, okay, I see. All right.
Yeah.
All right, he's still up.
I'm
He's
gonna
looking
double
real
check
rough, but he's still up.
I'm just gonna make sure. I did a. That was a 1.
Should have
Okay.
made 4 attacks, one of which was a crit.
Yeah, one of them was, let's see, 12 plus 5 is 18 plus 1 is 30 plus
You can also do Flurry of
17
blows.
is- I did that. Okay, I think I'm done.
Okay.
I'm not gonna like haggle over 1 HP because I don't think that's gonna make the difference.
No bonus attacks?
That included.
Oh,
So I
okay.
did. So there's a question for haste. So I did 4 attacks. Oh, that was 4 attacks without.
Yes, that
my
was your
bonus
action.
Yeah, that's
attack.
2 attack rounds.
Right, you get 2 more
That's
attacks.
2
at least.
actions.
Oh my
plus you
gosh.
still get a bonus.
Okay. So
There's
One of
an
those-
appropriate meme that should be shared.
yeah, plus 1 more. I'm probably high on cocaine right now. Okay. So 1 more of those
Wait,
hits.
is that Dennis or Cranmore that's high on coke?
Yes. Okay.
Oh.
Okay, that's another 13 damage.
Here we go. This is Cranmore.
Nice.
13?
13.
All right, he's still up. He's
still up.
barely up, but he's still up.
It's a he. This plant life is a he. Cause I kicked him in the
In the gonads.
they do. I hit him in the bulb,
This
the stamen. Yeah, the stamen. I hit him in the stamen.
Excellent. All right, last attack.
Last attack.
Probably.
This is the last round, right? Because I'm the top of the order.
You are the top of the order, but you still have 1 more attack.
I still have 1 more attack.
I think so. Didn't you? Or was that 13 from your 2?
That was my bonus from the 2. Yeah, that was my bonus attack. So we should be at the top of the round. I'm done.
Is it? Oh, sorry. No. I'm sorry. I thought you were doing Flurry of Blows, not just your bonus action attack. My bad.
I did my bonus attack and the flurry of blows. That's it. I'm done for my hasted attacks.
But don't you get
Flurry of Blows gives you 2
flurries
attacks
of
on your
blows?
bonus.
And one of them missed. I rolled
Oh, okay.
I rolled a 10. Well, a 10 on one of them.
Oh,
that-
I see it now.
that
I
did
didn't
not
see it
hit.
because it was among
Yeah.
all the other rolls. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So
Cool,
one of them missed.
All right.
Haste makes waste. Okay.
Farkin, it's up to you
Don't haste me, bro.
to
Kick him
steal
in the
kill.
stamen. Just kick him in the stamen, man.
I still want that to be in character.
Given the blighted nature of this, it might be.
I'm pretty much at this point. I'm right behind a cocaine-addled Moostar, so I'm gonna kind of crawl underneath of him, avoid some hooves, and point blank range cone of cold this thing in the.
Okay. It's a con save.
Yep.
11. That's a nope.
Dice time.
Yep. You got a macro
It takes
for this?
43 cold damage.
Nice. It actually takes half of that because it's resistant to cold. But that's still more than enough. Yep. It's resistant to cold and necrotic. Normally, shambling mounds are resistant to cold and fire, but I swapped out the fire and the necrotic.
Cool.
So it's resistant,
like
but that
your
is still
style.
plenty to just wipe this thing out. It freezes into a statue, and I don't think this one keeps it as a statue, right? That's just
It stays frozen.
It does. Okay. So it
If
just
it dies,
freezes
yeah.
in place, like all of the like. It's actually like kind of hauntingly beautiful once it's frozen because it's got all of these like intricate
Right.
knotted up tendrils and vines, and it's actually kind of cool to look at if it weren't so fucking horrifying.
Ooh, pretty. You want to punch it again?
Does Cranmore
Yeah,
want to punch it again?
I shield bash it.
All right, you shield bash it, and it just it just shatters into millions of pieces. The sunlight, which is quite direct this high up, glints off of it in this just amazing display. It almost looks like diamond dust spraying through the air. Your shield has some plant matter on it, and you can brush it off a bit, but it looked cool. It looked very, very cool.
So, why is this acidic? And why are the plants attacking us? And why is there blight here? This is kind of effed up, eh?
Yeah,
That's
it
a good
is.
question.
From the legends you all recall, the blight is most likely due to Ankalax's corruption and the
Oh
influence
yeah,
of his rot.
Oh. But it touches just this one part of this one area here in this weird way.
He is
and
dead.
That is, yeah.
It carries through the water, maybe? Maybe if we can tunnel underground, it won't affect us?
We
How do you
may
come up
need
to
to
the bottom of the water, though?
we may need to put a pin in it.
Yeah, that's fair.
We bought Enlaufen some time.
So there was still the.
Oh, I thought you meant out of character.
No.
Is there? I mean, we're in lakes within the mountains, right? I mean, there's a way
Yeah.
to drain the water.
That is interesting.
I'm gonna go fill up my water skin with one of the other nearby lakes, and then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna pour that lake's water into the acid.
Okay. There isn't much of a noticeable effect. They seem to mix.
Yeah, you got some like magnesium salts you can pour in there because you know, bases and acids.
You're in a mountain.
It could be basalt or magnesium or some kind of sulfate that you can
Wait, do
stick in there.
do we know this?
Oh, yeah.
General
Oh, I'm
principles
sorry.
of like.
I've got an intelligence of 10. I don't know shit.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Cranmore might not know this, but the general knowledge of like reagents and acids and bases would be known. Yes, alchemy exists in the world.
I'm just a moose tar. What
Okay.
do I know?
It's not like chemistry, but alchemy.
Do your dragon scales float?
He hasn't been bold enough to try one yet. He doesn't want to lose it.
I put one in and like keep hold. I like let
you
it
have a
go for
shallow
like
pool
a quick
you
second.
could try.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, there, I do that.
Okay, it sinks.
I quickly grab it back out and throw it on the ground outside of the water.
Don't do that.
You will take 8 points of acid damage, but you can retrieve it.
Okay.
Maybe I should help you.
There was so why are you over here, Norwin?
Why
So-
what?
What were you doing over here?
I was seeing if the scale floated.
No, in the small pool before the fight.
The tree is dead, right?
Oh, I was.
The shrubbery
I saw
is
some-
dead.
Can we take pieces of him and test it with water?
Well, he was frozen.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, he was frozen solid.
Yeah,
He's kind
you
of.
could take a little tiny piece of him
It
and
does
throw it in the
disintegrate.
water and see what happens.
It disintegrates.
So
What were you saying you were doing over here?
I saw some letters down there. Can you see it?
You can.
I point.
So is there still stuff around him, kind of?
Yeah, the bottom it's kind of dirty, grungy.
And does everyone see that?
You're dirty.
I'm going
Yes,
to take my anulus weapon quarterstaff and try and dip it a little bit into the water or acid water stuff.
Okay. As you dip it in, you can see a small aura that kind of right around the weapon seems to purify the water. It doesn't last. As soon as it passes through that part, it gets groggy again. Or
Okay.
crunchy again.
It's not damaging the weapon, though?
The weapon is fine.
Okay.
I try the same with Varison.
Same result.
I'm going to use this the quarterstaff to try and brush away the debris from the letters to see if we can make out what it says. Try and clean it off, essentially.
Okay. You can use that, or you get the sense that you could probably use prestidigitation too.
Can you use your
Done.
magic weapon like a feather duster to swish around the water as you drink the water breathing potion and sink down to get the base?
It didn't seem like it was that big. I'm small, but I'm not that small.
How big is the aura around the weapon? Is it like just right around it, or is it larger?
It's just right around it.
Okay. So the weapon will be fine, but not the person holding it.
I was thinking if it were closer to the surface, we could just like reach the weapon down and fish it out with the weapon. But I don't know that that it's that far.
So you're trying to get like a stick in a line and kind of fish it up like you're fishing?
That's what I was wondering too. Like, is there any like string or anything that we could convert my staff or Varson something into a fish?
What about taking a drop from that potion that we got and
I
seeing if
cast
that affects?
prestidigitation to clear off the rock.
Okay. As you do so, the words below are revealed, and it turns out to be a riddle, which we will reveal next time we play.
I cleaned it off.
Oh, come on!
That's
Oh,
the riddle.
next time I play.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep, I cleaned it off. That's your riddle. All right, I will. Yeah, I'll. I don't know why I was saying I will. Thank you, everybody, for joining us on tonight's episode of Beyond D&D, and I hope to see you again next week. And as always, may all your rolls be lucky. And now we wait like 10 seconds for the stream to catch up so that when I end the stream, it actually gets may all your rolls be lucky and not may all your rolls which it did a lot. Several times that happened, and on the recordings I was like, well, fuck.
What? What will they be?
They
What will
won't
my
be
rolls
anything! My rolls will...
My rolls will just
Oh,
be.
no.
Oh.
It wasn't even the whole word, it was just the bus. So maybe it was like, may all your rolls botch.
Oh,